Okay. So listen, if you guys are on here, you guys are going to get a treat. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be rocking out for the next 2 hours, and we're going to be talking about how to invest in real estate. Now, what I want you guys to do is put a 1 in the chat if you believe the market is going to crash. Put a 2 in the chat if you believe it's going to stay up. Put a 1 in the chat if you believe the market is going to crash. Put a 2 in the chat if you believe that it's going to stay where it is. I want to see where you guys are at right now because listen, there's 5 pillars to generational wealth. Can anybody tell me what they are? If you guys have been in the room, what are the 5 pillars to generational wealth building? Anybody can anybody tell me what's one of them? What's one of them? Okay, two. I got 2 in Houston. Good morning. Good morning, Valerie. Thank you for always coming in here supporting. We love you. Appreciate the support. Guys, share this space up. What are the 5 generational wealth pillars? What is something that's essential to building generational wealth and why? Can anybody tell me? Anybody can jump in. Guys, can you go ahead?
Real estate.
So, can you repeat your question?
What are the 5 generational wealth building tools? What are the 5 things to build generational wealth that you should have in your portfolio? What do you think? What's number 1?
Real estate.
Real estate. Okay, why?
Because with real estate, it stays in your family and you could put it in a trust where it's passed down from one generation to the next.
That is correct. Okay, and I see Malcolm Amore. Thank you for participating. Wow, man! I'm gonna tell y'all right now, man. We're killing it on YouTube and Clubhouse right now. We currently have 268 people that are on the live right now. So listen, guys, we're going to be telling you guys the 5 pillars to generational wealth that you should have. And we're going to be talking about all the things that you guys need to know to build wealth for your family. If you're here, guys, ladies and gentlemen, please, please, please share this to your hallway. We're going to be cooking out for every 1,000 people that are on TikTok Live. We're going to give you guys another nugget that you guys could use to your portfolio. So right now, listen to me. Okay. I got insurance. Okay. So yeah. Okay. We got insurance. What are some other things, guys? Man, there's a lot of people participating on all of the social media platforms. Number 1 is real estate. Okay. Bruno, why should you have real estate in your portfolio? Tell me why. Outside of building generational wealth, why is real estate so important to have? And Anthony, I want you to chime in also. Okay, Anthony, can you jump in? Anthony Renew. All right, I'll rock out real quick, man. That way we don't have any pauses, okay? So the reason why this is so important is because real estate is the fundamental piece of getting passive income. Everybody put passive income in the chat. Passive income, passive income, passive income, okay? Now, here's the reason why I say that. There's only 2 things that print money, okay? There's only 2 fundamental things that print money. 2. There's only 2. Nothing else prints money like these 2 things. Number 1 is going to be real estate, okay? When you pass away, do you still have the asset? Put a Y in the chat if it's a yes. Put a in the chat if it's a no, okay? If you own real estate, okay, and you die, that piece of real estate still exists. That means that you guys could get passive income by putting tenants in that property, and then that could be passed down from generation to generation. And then the value of the property obviously is going to go up because of 2 fundamental things. Demand, okay? Demand and scarcity, okay? So let me explain this in more in depth for those of you guys that are just joining us right now, okay? So why is it, let me ask you guys this question and put your answers in the chat. Why are houses so scarce today? Can anybody tell me why properties are so scarce? Okay. Why are properties so scarce right now?
Interest rates.
Interest rates. Jump in and explain a little bit more in depth with that.
Name's Ian Jensen. I'll do the intro in a second. Interest rates right now. So one of the things that's making a lot of people chill out and not sell their house.
You going in and out, Ian? Okay,
bought their house at was very. Am I breaking up? I'm sorry. Hold on. I'll get closer to the Wi-Fi. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you loud and clear.
All right, beautiful. Yeah, all right. So there's a lot of people. Okay, in case you didn't realize this, like half of every mortgage out there right now was in the US was originated between, I think it was like 20 and 22. So half of the mortgages out there in the entire real estate market were originated back in those years when the rates were very low. All right. So the reason why people are not moving is because they have a very comfortable and affordable rate right now. So the only people that are moving are the people that have to move. So it's affecting the supply of houses out there, which is creating scarcity in the market.
Bingo, bingo, bingo. That is correct. Okay, and Anthony, can you post the actual event in the chat, AP, on Instagram? I appreciate that, and I'll pin it. So, guys, ladies and gentlemen, what we're talking about, guys, is there's a couple of things. Okay, that's creating value in properties. Okay, scarcity, transferability, utility, and demand. And right now, we have a couple of things. That the reason why you see the interest rates high and you still see the prices high is because we are 5 million houses short in the United States. Okay. It's going to take almost 15 years for us to break even on that. Okay. So right now, also, there's something that's fundamental that's going on in the United States right now that happens every 4 years. What is it?
Election.
Election. Okay. Otis, can you explain why the election has something to do with home prices?
Because the people running don't want to be held responsible for anything negative happening in the economy. So they try to make improvements closer to election time so that they gain favor with potential voters.
No president wants to run on a bad economy and high interest rates, guys. Okay, so right now, this is a really good time before you miss the window, guys. These are some of the fundamental things on how we're going to talk about. Listen, we're not just going to say go out there and get your house, man, get you the big ass house, and then you're going to be good to go. No, we're not talking about that. We're actually telling you economical things that create value in property. Okay, so if you guys have questions, guys, on any of the social media platforms, we're going to be talking about the economic. This is going to be the pace, guys. If you're here, get a pen. Listen to me. Get a pen right now and heart up for every 1,000 likes that I get on social media. Okay, and every 5 shares, we're going to unlock another nugget for you guys to use to your benefit. I see the likes going up. We had 803 likes right now. We got 21 people here right now. Share this right now. When I get to five, Jonathan, I'm going to break something out. Interest rates are going down while houses are skyrocketing. Okay. So now what typically happens when the interest rates go down? What's going on in the market for those of you that are in real estate that's actually investing? Do we have any real estate professionals in the house? What's happening to the market right now? Can anybody tell me?
More buyers are coming in. They can afford more house now.
Bingo. More buyers
Yeah,
are coming in.
the number
Typically,
of sorry, sir. Go ahead.
go ahead,
Sorry, man.
jump in, Ian.
No, I was just gonna say, me and Bruno were actually just talking about this yesterday. Like, Bruno, are you there?
He's showing houses right now. Go ahead.
Oh, okay, yeah. Okay, so him and I were just shooting the breeze about this yesterday. Is about that, like, what we're seeing right now in our area. We're in the SoCal area, so usually what happens here, kind of like, is about a week or two ahead of everybody else. But what we're starting to see is a lot more offers on the houses that we're submitting and that we're listing. Right before, we were getting houses, maybe 1 or 2 a week, and they usually were pretty garbage. And now we're getting strong offers, we're getting less closing costs, and we're getting a lot more of them at the same time. Right, so it's already starting to shift, and that goes right with something that I learned from Tony too. Like, before, if you got to get in there before the Super Bowl. Super Bowl is kind of the sweet spot when everybody stops being distracted again with all the holidays, and they're finally hitting their reset. And that's when they start getting shop. That's when they start to shop again. And not to mention, it's and this extra little drop in the interest rate is just making more and more things available and more affordable for people. So the number of offers are dramatically increasing on the listings we have, and the houses that we're submitting offers on for our buyers.
Bingo, bingo, bingo. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let me do a quick room reset. Welcome to the Winning Real Estate House. Today, we're going to talk about what creates value in houses, scarcity, transferability, utility, and demand. We're going to break that down. And then also, we got an event coming up on January 27th. Okay. It's going to be at 805 College Boulevard, Suite 103. If you guys want to get on the waiting list for that event, it is a virtual event. We're going to be telling you guys how to invest with a veteran. Okay. And then we also have another event coming up for anyone. You do not have to be a vet. Okay. Listen to me. Miss Garrett, thank you for joining. You do not have to be a vet. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Best realtor in Southern California right here. I really appreciate that comment. It means a lot to us. We're trying to get you guys to invest. Okay. We're going to go over the 5 generational wealth building tools today. And then we're also going to tell you guys how you can invest with a veteran with zero money down. And we're going to show you some strategies and tips that you guys could win with the VA home loan benefit. This is just not for veterans, okay? It is for non-veterans. So if you know a veteran right now, put a 1 in the chat. We're hyper-focusing on the VA loan today, but we're also going to be giving nuggets away for people that are not veterans, okay? But if you know a vet, we're going to tell you guys how to partner with a vet, how to buy multi-units with a veteran, okay? Why the VA loan is so powerful, okay? What makes the difference from the difference between one and the other loan. And guys, we're going to be kicking it like a sensei with my homies that are on stage today. Does anybody on Clubhouse have any questions right now? Fatima, thank you for joining. Jose, I see you on stage. Jamisha, what's up, Jamisha? Jamisha's in the building. Anybody have any comments or questions that they would like to propose to the stage while we're rocking out? Because you're not going to win in the listening lounge. If you have a question, put it in the chat right now on Instagram and on TikTok. If you guys have a question about what we're talking about today, type your question in the chat and I will answer it. Or if you want to come on stage and rock out with me, you can do so as well. Who has questions or comments?
I got a question for you.
Yes.
This is a question that I want to make sure that everybody has a chance to learn from is, what are some great ways of identifying properties where you can still get a good deal on?
Ooh, that's a magnificent question. Okay. Put a 1 in the chat if you guys want me to rock out and answer that question. I'm going to yield the mic first to Anthony. Anthony, are you able to speak? Anthony Renew, just flash your mic if you're able to speak. Okay, let's go to Kyler. Kyler, are you here? Man, Kyler's in here supporting, man. I love it. Okay. Does anybody want to answer that question? How do you identify a property that you can negotiate on? Anybody know? Okay. Type your answer in the chat. What are some really good ways to identify how you can negotiate on properties? I'll tell you a couple of them. Number 1, I like properties that have been on the market for 90 days or more. Okay. That's my number. Okay. If I see a property on the market for 90 days or more, it's something I can go in and negotiate. Okay. Number 2, another thing that I look at is, how does the property show? Okay. If the property doesn't show well, then I already know that I probably can negotiate on that property as well. Can you give me some examples, Ian, of what a property looks like that does not show well?
Oh, yeah. Awesome. All right, guys. So another idea is, okay, carpet and paint. Carpet and paint. This is another little Anthony Glenn special I'm gonna regurgitate. All right, so carpet and paint are great ways of identifying properties that don't show well. Everybody wants the shining beauty, right? But they don't realize that a little bit of sweat equity or a little bit of investment once you get the house can gain you a lot of equity and equity in terms of demand. All right. So if that property doesn't show well, that means there's probably not a lot of demand, because everybody wants to walk into something and have it be, beautiful. But if you realize that place has got some jacked up carpet, or they just had renters in it, and the paint looks a little dingy, you can get in there and change the carpet on the stairs or on the hallways and throw some fresh paint, throw some bright white paint on there, and that house will dramatically look different the day you move in. So it's a great opportunity to get a hold of something that doesn't have a lot of demand, but it's still a great product.
Now, see, and I see motivated seller in the chat, and make sure you rock it out in the chat so you can see. And I see my sister, Dr. Fashion. Why you come in here hanging out in the chat, man? We want you on stage, sister. Okay, good to see you, by the way. Okay, and I see my friend Body Art Bust that's on. I disagree with the rank. It really should be. Okay, so we got some people that are typing in the chat. Okay, so if you guys have any questions or comment that you would like to propose to the stage, come on up and we'll rock out with you guys. We currently have 362 people total on all social media platforms. So I want you guys to have and I see Brandy down there. Brandy, what you hanging out down there for? Come on up, okay? I see a couple of my friends down in the listening lounge. I want you guys to come up and participate. And ladies and gentlemen, guys, listen. If you guys want to be a part of what we're doing, text VA loan to 760-385-8211. Again, text VA loan to 760-385-8211 if you guys want to get on our waiting list for our next event. Okay, thank you for the 1,400 hearts. I appreciate that. Let's keep this space going. Right now, we got 5 shares. Let's share this up right now. Does anybody have any questions or comments before we move on? Okay, man, it's all quiet, man. Why y'all all quiet this morning, man? Wake your ass up. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let me reset the room. I'm Anthony Glenn. I'm your host, and I'm rocking on the ones and twos. And today we're talking about how to win in real estate. We are live on Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube, Clubhouse, TikTok, Facebook, all social media platforms with the exception of X this morning. We're not going to go on there today. But listen, you guys have, if you have a pen, get a pen. I promise you're going to learn something. And make sure you hit that follow button as well. We're going to continue to rock.
Unknown caller.
We're going to continue to rock out, man. We're going to continue to rock out on the show. Okay, I got all types of people calling me, all types of stuff, man. This is a good thing. Now, I have another question for you, okay? Ian, what is, if you found a property that was on the market, okay, and you saw that it had been on the market, what four economical things does that affect? I mean, what does it affect when it's been on the market for some time? Okay, out of scarcity, transferability, utility, and demand. Can you draw that into why, how that works? How using these four economical points to invest in real estate? How does it work?
Okay, so these are great ways. So looking at those things, the scarcity, transferability, utility, and demand are the things that Tony talks about, the things that create value in properties. So, okay, you have to kind of take a step back and look at it so if you found a property that's in a good area, it's got good schools, kind of like the old school mindset of the roughest looking house in the nicest neighborhood. All right, that's a way for you to get in there and negotiate. If it's got all the things that make it useful, right? You got to have a house that's useful, because that one will bite you in the butt if you're not careful. But if it's a property that is, say, for instance, a 3-car garage, right? Not a lot of people have them, but a lot of people love them, right? So it's a great way of finding and identifying those properties that will be valuable in the future. And if you're looking at all the different other terms of it, you can still find one that's like, if it's on the market but it's got some nice features to it, you can negotiate a great deal out of it, because that person at the end of the day, they put that house on the market because they want to sell it. All right, they don't want a house anymore, they want the money that's in that house. And if you're a buyer, you got the money, right? So you can make the exchange, and if you got the leverage in your favor, then you can negotiate a good deal on that property and take advantage of those different items right there and put them in your pocket, because the way you make money in real estate is when you buy it. All right, so if you can get in there with a better deal, less money out of pocket, you can get your closing costs or your interest rate bought down by the seller's credits. That's money that you have in your pocket. You don't have to come out of pocket the 3-4% it's going to take to close that property. Walk into it with like out of pocket, and then when you get in there, you can utilize that little bit of extra cash you had floating around to make those little adjustments, those little polishing upgrades, and then you have a beautiful house that you didn't have to pay a lot of money for, and you got a great deal with. So that way you can sit back and enjoy the equity when the market corrects and the demand starts to flow in for those different properties.
And guys, these are some of the things that we're talking about. And Brenda, good morning, Brenda. How you doing?
Hey, good morning. How you doing this morning?
I'm doing good. Can you let the people know who you are and what you do?
Yes, absolutely. So I am a real estate professional here in the Wilmington, North Carolina market, 32 years full time, helping families and individuals with their real estate needs. And I'm also official VA ambassador with Anthony and the crew. And I'm excited to be here as always to pick up nuggets and be able to take it back and help more families. So glad to be here.
Now, see, I love that, man, because Brenda, when we was just now doing this thing, Brenda got on there and got certified. And guess what? She is our brand ambassador for North Carolina. So, guys, if you guys want to be a part of what it is that we're doing, okay, all you have to do is text VA loan to 760-385-8211 if you're a real estate professional and you want to be a part of what we're doing. Basically, if we have pre-qualified buyers that come on the stage on all our social media platforms and you're certified to do VA, and we can test you guys out, test your mettle, ask you some hard questions and get some referral-based business and get in our Facebook group okay, and be on stage with us and rock out and introduce yourself, you have the opportunity to do that, okay? So text 760-385-8211. So guys, listen, we got our VA Loan Masterclass taking place this Saturday, okay? And then also we have another event called, check this out, Cardone Veterans, 10X with Cardone Vest, guys. That event's going to be taking place February 10th. You do not want to miss this. Let me tell you what you're going to get there, okay? You're going to get how to leverage the VA home loan benefit. You're going to learn how to do VA construction loans. You're going to learn how to partner with a veteran, okay? You're going to learn step-by-step on how to structure your corporate, your corporation, okay? You're going to learn how to put your property into trust. You're going to learn how to get a business line of credit. You're going to learn how to buy property in locations where they're good for military people, okay? And you're going to learn about the grants that are available for military people and personal professional development for military spouses. I'm telling you guys, you do not want to miss that February 10th event. But we got one that's local that's coming up. Okay, that will be live and on virtual. Okay, that's going to be at 805 College Boulevard, Suite 103. The link is at the top. If you guys want to register for that link, okay, that's going to be this weekend, this Saturday, and we're going to do all things real estate. Now, if you guys want to get into the business side and learn how to structure your business, that February 10th event will be coming to a social media near you. All right. Again, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. My name is Anthony Glenn. I am your gracious host. Thank you guys for showing up. Make sure you share this to your hallway. Share up, share up, share up. I served 20 years in the United States Marine Corps. Okay. I'm a disabled combat veteran. Okay. The reason why we were able to do this is because we've been pushing information out on educating veterans on how to invest with the VA home loan benefit, and then also how to build a business around it, guys. So if you guys have questions or comments that you would like to propose to the stage, come on up. We will answer your questions. And if you guys want to become a brand ambassador to what it is that we're doing, if you're a real estate professional, text VA loan to 760-385-8211 so you can help me and my staff, our team, reach 21 million veterans nationally with Grant Cardone. Let's go, y'all. All right. Now, who has questions or comments that you guys would like to propose to the stage? Any questions or comments? Anybody? Come on, man. Somebody's got a question. Somebody's got a question. All right, I got a question in the chat. Why do you want to wait until after the winter to purchase properties? Okay. Actually, you don't want to wait. You want to buy in the wintertime, okay? The reason why you want to invest in real estate in the wintertime, can anybody tell me on stage? Anybody can tell me why is a sweet spot September to February and why to invest in real estate? Can anybody tell me?
Demand is lower.
Why
Boom.
and lower? Otis?
Because people are preoccupied with the holidays, and a lot of people aren't really trying to do too much. And prices are typically lower in Q4 going into the holidays, so that's a good time to buy.
That is correct. Okay. So guys, listen. So think about it. One of the most popular holidays, put it in the chat right now. What holiday do you guys believe is the most popular in the United States?
Father's Day.
Yeah, right, Jack. No. All right. What man, Anthony, you gonna have to change these, man. Look, these are the buttons they got on my system. Look, I got this one. I got this one. Let me see. What's this one right here? All right. But y'all know my favorite one. The only one that I got that I like the most is this one right here. I don't know why I like that one. It just sounds like money, man. For some reason, it sounds like money, Otis. So
it sounds like a new washer and dryer.
It sounds like Price is Right.
It does sound like the Price is Right. Like I just want, hey, you guys can over there losing in other rooms talking about drama stuff while we're over here winning in real estate, Jack. All right. Y'all better get y'all questions on stage right now. Listen, we're telling you guys how to win. Okay, we're on all of the social media platforms. Guys, we got an event coming up January 27th. Text VA loan to 760-385-8211. The number is in the chat, guys. It is a virtual event. We only have space for 50 people. You got a couple of more days before you can get in there. Or if you have questions, just type it in the chat. And on Instagram and Clubhouse, I have the link at the top so you guys can hit that link and register. So let's go back to buying in the wintertime. Okay. October, you got Halloween. That's the most popular holiday. Okay. Nobody's moving because they want to take their badass kids trick-or-treating, right? All right. Then you got you got September. That's kind of a funky month because September, October. Then you got November. November, people are gearing up for Thanksgiving. Then January, December, you got Christmas and New Year's, right? And at January, everybody's broke. So people are not really moving around. So you can find really good deals during that time. Okay. And then typically in the summertime, that's when a lot of people are selling their properties because kids are out of school. So if you're looking at the very baseline of investing in real estate, this is kind of like a thing that I tell people on their first barrier of entry. Look for properties that are on the market for a little bit of time that have the bones of what you want in the property. If you're investing, right, and then get in an area that has a really good demand. Now, what are some of the, let's ask this question so we can do this, okay? What are some of the things that create demand in real estate right now? Like what are some of the things that create the demand? Go ahead, Otis. I see you off mic.
Lower interest rates in good school districts, if we're talking about specific assets.
Ooh, school districts. It's a big one.
Yep. Okay. So now, so typically when you have a good school in the area, obviously that's going to be a really good one. What are some other features? That's good. That's a good one, Otis. What else?
Proximity to a park.
Okay. I don't know. That might be an Anglo-Saxon thing, Jensen.
Come on, what kids need to play now. Kids got to play.
Close to heights.
Hey, so tell me why a park, Ian?
So it all depends. So here we're in SoCal right here, right?
Now I'm going.
The yards aren't too big. You know what I mean? They're out here. The yards aren't too big. So if that place has a good place where kids can go out and play and go out there and get some energy out. You know, like picnic tables, all that kind of stuff where they can go and play. You could take the whole family and have a bigger gathering. It adds a lot of value, especially if it's like within walking distance of the house. You know, if they got dogs, any of that stuff, it gives more utility to the family. So that way, you know, they can be in an area that they like, but actually still have room to roam around a little bit and spend time with their family.
Okay, and I see a couple of the moderators, y'all not helping me out, man. All of these people in the chat, guys, you guys, look, man, we got a lot of questions in the chat. Ian, can you go through the questions, the 938 questions that you missed in the chat? So there's a couple of other things. Let me ask Ellis, what are some of the things that create the demand for houses in the area? What do you think, Ellis? Ellis?
I'll go. I'll say proximity to downtown or proximity to where people work. Hospitals is a big thing for baby boomers, so people want to live closer to medical facilities and things of that nature.
Okay, so quick access to schools, quick access to the freeway, okay, quick access to grocery stores. Don't overthink it, guys, right? So all of these things are, you know, like how far am I from the airport? What are some of the amenities that draws? Entertainment areas. Do you think the demand is going to be high for a property that's really close to Disneyland? Right? How about this? Let me ask y'all this question. How about buying properties near a military training institution? Now that's one. Put military. I'm gonna tell y'all this is a hack and a half. Why would you want to have a property near a military training institution? Can anybody tell me? Anybody on stage?
Because they get paid for housing, and you know, in the military, you don't always want to live on base, so that's guaranteed money.
Bingo. Tax-free income. Okay. Tax-free income. A lot of people are overlooking this, right? So I know, okay. So I know beyond a reasonable doubt, if I buy a property near a military training institution, if somebody's graduating from that training institution, what happens to the area?
Get saturated with family members and people coming to see them.
Bingo. That's it right there. Okay. That sounds like a short-term rental situation to me. Or maybe buying a property near a college, right? Because I know graduation, people are going to be coming in. So a lot of people are just looking at, they like the property, bedroom, bathroom count. It's much more deeper than that. These are some of the things that you guys should know in regard to investing in real estate. I love my niche is buying property near military installations. And the reason why I like buying them near military installations, I'll drop them real quick. Number one, military people don't get fired. Number two, they're essential personnel. Number three, there's high turnover. That means that people are moving every 3 years, so you get fresh blood into there. Number four, they have graduation. So there's an influx of people coming into the neighborhood. And typically, small businesses will put retail areas around those to solicit to those people. So I already know that there's going to be a lot of little stores and thrift stores and stuff like that. It's going to bring a lot of people into the city. And then also that's a really good opportunity for short-term rental and long-term tenants. Now, any questions or comments about buying near military installations? Any questions or comments? Dr. Fashion, welcome to the show, man. What are you up to? I know you're working on something. Good morning. Yeah, my name is Dr. Fashion, and I got 38 million on YouTube, and I just want to let y'all know if you follow. My bad. Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I can't with you. Yeah, I am. I'm working on content and stuff and listening at the same time.
Okay. Can
But
you?
thank you for having me.
Absolutely. But can you tell the people who you are and what you do?
Yes, I am a content creator, and I also have an agency where I manage influencers and also turn homes into creative spaces for people. So, if you visit our website, thecontenthome.com, you can see what we're doing in cities like Compton, Inglewood, California, Las Vegas, Nevada. We out here and we're just providing spaces for people to create. Like I said, this is a $1 billion industry in the creator economy. So if you're looking for another side hustle or another stream of income, creating content, doing things that you love can help you also get your home a lot quicker. So yeah, that's a little bit about me. Thanks for having me, Tony.
Absolutely, guys. And this is something that's big, guys. Look, we get more business off social media than you would not believe. Okay. So if you guys are professionals, you guys have to leverage. Like, why do you guys think I'm on here every day? All right. Because there's people, it's a really quick way for you guys to come up and ask your question. And then also, it's a really good way to network with people. Right now, I'm sitting at home. Okay. I am on all social media platforms. Okay. And then I am communicating with I've communicated with almost 2,000 people, right? From the comfort of my study. I wouldn't be able to do that, but you can't be at a bunch of places at one time, guys. So make sure you hit up Dr. Fashion. She'll give you some game. She told me some YouTube stuff, and then we're finally monetized. All right. So I've been following instructions and doing what she told me to do, and all of this stuff I'm learning from my friends and family, guys. So you guys could do the exact same thing, guys. But let me do a quick room reset. You guys are in the Winning Real Estate House. We're talking about how to win in real estate. I want to give a special shout out to all of the moderators and supporters that have shown up. If you guys see people talking through my headphones, they're on different social media platforms and they're communicating through me. We have this set up so you guys can listen to us and talk to us and communicate with us and ask any questions. We do have an event that's taking place on January 27th. Okay, that's going to be at 805 College Boulevard in Oceanside, California, but it is virtual. If you guys want to get on the waiting list on learning how to invest in real estate the correct way, text VA loan to 760-385-8211. We're specifically talking about how to partner with vets today. That's going to be our topic. But if you stay here long enough, we're going to give you general stuff that you guys could use for your benefit. Are there any questions on stage or any comments that anyone would like to ask or say? Anyone? All right.
Yo, man, I just finished up with doing these showings, man, and I'm excited, bro. I'm excited, and I just want to say, guys, the time is now,
Yes.
right? And I know we probably said this before. I had my phone muted while I was doing this walkthrough. Look, man, the window is closing. So hear me out, man. Right? We're here dropping some knowledge and telling you guys how it is that you can leverage this super crazy phenomenon of seller concessions. Okay, the seller can pay off or pay down debt for you. Okay, you can buy a house and you can pay off or pay down your debt. That window is closing, my friends. Okay, I submitted an offer on a property yesterday. The property has been on the market for 2 days. I spoke to the agent last night. She said, "Hey, Bruno, I don't have any offers in." And I said, "Say no more." I typed up an offer, submitted it right away. This was last night at like 9:30 p.m. She woke up today, and at 8 o'clock this morning, she was calling me to let me know, "Hey, Bruno, just I want to give you the heads up, man. I just received 3 other offers." Okay, so now I'm telling you, okay, the time for waiting, you will regret waiting if you do. So it has to be said, man. The market is shifting, is changing, right? So you should probably change too. Let's get it.
Outstanding, and that's a good point, guys. Now, I wanna pass the mic around. Does anybody have any questions? I see. Let me see who's on stage right now. Patricia, good morning. How can we help you win in real estate? Miss Martin, I know you got a question, Miss Martin. Come on, Miss Martin.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I was just based off the information you guys were talking about. I actually just got a VA client that's looking for a multifamily. So I was taking those gems and talking to her a little bit when I heard my name. Sorry about that. I'm Patricia Martin, Patricia for spelling purposes. I live in Houston, Texas. I'm a full-time realtor. I also teach real estate marketing. I have a course coming out in the next 30 days. I do a lot of different things. It's all in my bio. Work alongside celebrities, specifically like A&R work. And I'm in the sports and entertainment division at my brokerage. I'm here to gain knowledge. I'm always a student. I'm here to chime in and help where I can. But mostly I'm here to be a student today. So I appreciate you guys' energy. And yeah.
Thank you for coming up and giving us this game. Now, multi-unit. Let's talk about that. Put multi-unit in the chat right now because let's go over this. Bruno, Ian, let's rock out on this multi-unit thing. So let's talk about the multi-unit. Bruno, I want you to go ahead and start. Okay, and Ian, I want you to finish it. Let's talk about units. Let's talk about how you can invest with a veteran purchasing multi-units. Go ahead, jump in.
All right, so check it out, guys. So the first thing is understanding, okay, what multi-units are. So we're talking about one structure that has multiple units. Okay, so you got the duplexes, the triplexes, quadplexes, right? So for this one, I'll talk about a 5 unit. Okay, so you have 5 units where a veteran resides in one, is then able to rent out three units residential, meaning that somebody that has a social security number, right? And then that last unit, right, that 5th unit, the veteran can then go and rent that property out to a business. So the entity, instead of having a social security, they have an EIN, so an employer identification number. Okay, so the veteran resides in one, rents out all the other units, okay, and is able to leverage the equity position that they'll build in that property over time. Multifamily units tend to go up in value significantly faster than single family residences or condominiums. So, so number of units, Tony, you said, so we got 5 for one veteran, and then I'll tee it off to Ian so he can talk about what it is that you can do when you have 2 veterans.
Now before I kick this off, guys, let me tell you what we're doing, guys. Right now, you guys are getting it live in color on how to invest with a veteran buying a multi-unit. We're going to break down how you can invest with buying a multi-unit with a veteran, and I'm going to read right out of the VA handbook telling you guys how the income is going to be leveraged. So, ladies and gentlemen, Anthony Glenn, buy and hold invest out of sunny Southern California. 7 companies, vertically integrated, mortgage company, real estate company, nonprofit, and then partnered with Grant and Elena Cardone called Cardone Veterans, where we help you 10X. Guys, we got 2 events coming up. One is going to be in January 27th in sunny Southern California. Text VA loan to 760-385-8211 if you guys want to get on that show. If you guys hear people coming through my headphones, that means that I have people coming up from other platforms. We're doing Q&A for people who know veterans. And guys, listen, we're also going to be talking about stuff for you. You do not have to be a veteran to utilize these strategies. So listen to me. Get your pen out. Get ready to go. Rock out. Heart up right now. For every 1,000 likes that we get, and for every 10 shares, we unlock another real estate nugget for you guys. So thank you guys for joining us. We're going to be talking about this U.S. Marine Corps from 1996 to 2016. And then one thing that we know is that nobody's teaching this stuff on the app like we are. So right now, Ian, multi-unit, let's go.
All right, guys. So multi-unit, you really can't beat it, because what happens too is if you can get into it with the multi-units, you have other people paying the mortgage, right? So say that multi-unit's $1 million, but you can only afford 500,000. You can still end up getting that multi-unit, and as long as you have a little bit of property experience, you can still buy that unit and utilize the income that property generates to help fluff up your debt to income ratio, so that way you can qualify for a property that you might not be able to buy individually. All right, so what that means, once again, here I'm just going to say, like, other people's money can help you qualify to buy that property, that investment property that you want to get.
So, and this is the example, guys. Do me a favor right now. I want everybody to click the link. Well, actually, no, you can't. Put the YouTube channel in. Oh, yeah, you got the YouTube channel. Click the link above my head. Okay, you'll see the SitRep YouTube. Do that right now. I'm going to show you guys. I want everybody to click on there. Okay, and I'm going to show you guys. You guys will see me. Okay, I want you guys to actually see what I'm doing. Okay, so I'm going to explain some things. I'm going to show you guys how I would structure buying a multi-unit on my little paper here with my pen, okay? So click the link. Every single person, click the link above my head. Get into YouTube so you guys could see me. And I'm going to show you guys how I would structure this multi-unit. I'm going to break it down shotgun style for you guys. Put a 1 in the chat if you guys want to see it, okay? Right now, let's see. We got 10 people on, okay? We got 35 people. Come on, y'all. Click the link so you guys could see me. And then I want you guys to put a 1 in the chat once you're inside, okay? All right, I'm gonna give you a couple of seconds to do that. All right, number 1, here's how you do it. Okay, so Credit Ninja, what's up, Credit Ninja? I see you. Noah, thank you for joining. Okay, so the first thing is going to be the veteran is gonna buy the multi-unit, okay? Boom. The veteran buys the multi-unit, and I'm gonna break down how this is going to work and how you guys could do it without paying no money, okay? I'm gonna show you with a veteran and without a veteran. We're gonna show you this real time so you guys can understand how to buy this multi-unit with a veteran, okay, and then run a business, okay. Step 1 is going to be, I want you guys to put a 1, okay, that's going to be the vet, okay. Number 2, this is going to be the partner, okay. Number 3 is going to be the LLC, okay. Let me see, vet. Number 4 is going to be a trust, okay? And then number 5 is going to be the cash out refinance, all right? So look at my paper right here. Now, if I'm talking and you can't see it, it's because you haven't clicked the link, but I'm gonna show this to you real time so you guys could see. All right, so essentially what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna buy the multi-unit. The veteran, number 1, is going to look for a multi-unit. Now, let me tell you the cool thing about this. When the veteran is buying the multi-unit, guys, the veteran doesn't have to have money. It's zero money down buying this multi-unit. And guess what? Watch this. I got to put a little bit of real estate trivia. All right, here we go. What is the maximum amount of money that I can utilize to purchase a multi-unit with the VA loan? Put it in the chat.
There's no limit.
There is no limit.
There is no limit, man. Master P, man. You know what I'm saying?
Nah.
No. No limit. No limit. 100% financing. No limit for a multi-unit purchase. Okay? No money down with the VA home loan benefit. So no limit buying a multi-unit. You could buy a 1 to 4 dwelling unit with a business unit attached. Okay. So now, Ian, Bruno, can you tell me how are the vacant units how do they qualify to buy that? How can I buy a $2 million property, right? And buy a multi-unit with no money down? How is the underwriter going to look at that property?
So what he's gonna do, right, is he's gonna have me, the real estate professional, put together this rental market analysis thing, right? And then he's going to calculate how much rental income those units will be producing. And then it's going to take that amount and it's going to supplement what it is that you are bringing to the table for your income for them to be able to quantify your debt to income ratio. So the income is going to be supplemented by the potential rent that those units will be able to generate, or the revenue that will be able to generate in the future.
So guys, click the link above my head, get in the YouTube channel, and I'm going to show this to you, and I'm going to walk you through it. Put a 1 in the chat if you guys are on the YouTube right now, because I want to show it so you can physically see it. I got 14 people that just came on. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm going to break it down. Okay, so here's the steps. Okay, here it is right here. Number 1, the veteran buys the property. Okay, goes to the bank, gets the pre-qualification. Number 2, okay, you can partner with a non-veteran. Now, if you partner with a non-veteran, there's 2 ways to do this. If you partner with a non-veteran buying a multi-unit, number 1, the non-veteran does not, everybody unmute your mic and say does not, please. Does not put it in the chat. Does not have to live in the property. Now, if the veteran goes on the loan, if the non-veteran goes on the loan, the person that does not have the VA entitlement, that non-veteran has to put down 12.5% down. Now, why is that? Now, you say, dang, man, 12.5% of a multi-unit, that's still a lot, but it's better than the 20% you would have to do with a conventional loan. And the FHA requires 3.5% down. And I know that just came out with that 5% down for the multi-unit. But guess what? These are some of the things that you cannot do with, let's do this. What are some of the things that you cannot do with the conventional and FHA financing? Ian, Bruno, somebody help me out here. What are
Finance closing costs?
Bingo, that's one of them. Otis, can you go a little bit more in depth on that?
Yes, and I'm glad you asked. I take it as a recognition of my expertise and your trust to answer it, not just as a friend, an American, but also as a human being. And I say all that to say that was it. That was all I could. That's all I know about it. I didn't think that you would ask me again to follow up. So I'm going to land my
Really?
plane there.
Really?
And I'm glad to be here. Otis James.
I gotta give him. I got.
I didn't know you was gonna, it took me everything to come up with that. Okay.
Okay, well, the one of them is 100% financing. Okay, obviously, that means that you don't have to put any money down. The second rule for there's no mortgage insurance on the VA loan. No mortgage. Now, Ian, can you explain what mortgage insurance is so people know? Brandy, can you flash your mic because I'm gonna come to you next. Brandy Sams. Okay, got you. Mortgage insurance. Can you explain that, Ian?
All right. So mortgage insurance is what's going on whenever the bank sees that you don't have sufficient collateral to cover their butt, right? So the bank is its only job that the bank has is to not lose money, right? So they always make sure that you keep some money in that house in case they have to sell it and they have to incur costs until they can get it off their books. So what the bank does, if you don't have enough equity or enough cash down as collateral, they make you take out an equity, basically an insurance policy on the equity of that property. So it's expensive too. I think the last time I checked somewhere is around 1% per year on that property, right? So if it's a $500,000 property, that's an extra 5K single year you'll have to pay the bank that doesn't bank requires you to take out. All right. So that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. You know, that's actually like, what was it, $450 a month, something like that.
Yep.
So what goes on is that, yeah, you know what I mean? In some cases, you know, that could be a car payment. So what happens here is if you don't have that extra in mortgage insurance, they're not going to extend that to get into a property and to start putting your money away, then so be it. But that insurance policy stays on there until you can refinance out of it, or you have enough equity in that property in order to to get that insurance policy lifted. And so there's still going to be closing costs involved in that whole thing too. So not the ability to get into a property without having mortgage insurance is a huge power play for your ability to pay that loan down faster.
That's a good one, Ian. And guys, let me do a quick room reset. You guys are in the Winning Real Estate House. Thank you for joining us today. We're talking about some of the things that you guys could do with the VA home loan benefit. I want to give a special shout out to all of my friends. What's up, Credit Ninja? Man, Credit Ninja, where you been? All right, so Credit Ninja is in the building. Ladies and gentlemen, we really appreciate you guys pulling up. We are live on all social media platforms right now at the same time. All right. We're going to be running this show for about another hour. Today, we're talking about some of the benefits of the VA home loan benefit. We have an event coming up that's going to be live and virtual on the 10th of the 27th of January at 805 College Boulevard, Suite 103, where we help you win in real estate with the VA home loan benefit. That's our VA loan masterclass that's going to take place. It is on virtual. If you guys want to get on the waiting list, text the VA loan to 760-385-8211. Again, text VA loan to 760-385-8211. Anthony AP, can you put that in on TikTok, please? I would appreciate that, and I can pin it. Or Ian, if you want to do that, that would be great. Okay, so guys, ladies and gentlemen, we're telling you guys exactly what some of the ways let's talk about the VA home loan benefit real quick, and then we're going to go to Brandy for a quick introduction. Number one, 100% financing. Number two, you can buy a jumbo loan and still get favorable interest rates. Number three, you can partner with a veteran and either put 12.5% down or no money down. Why is that better than the FHA? Because and conventional? It's because the rates are lower. Number four, I want y'all to put these letters in the chat right now. IRRRL. IRRRL. Everybody put it in the chat right now, because this is going to be a nugget that I'm going to give you guys. And guys, listen to me. For every 1,000 likes that we get on social media, okay, we're going to unlock another nugget. We got 168 people total on the live right now. We currently have 27 on the YouTube. And then on Clubhouse, we got 37. And the rest is on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and LinkedIn. Okay, so guys, listen to me. You guys have an opportunity to utilize this fundamental piece, and that's called the URL. Ian, Bruno, can you explain what the URL is? Well, actually, you know what? Where's Brandy? Is Brandy still here?
I'm here.
Brandy, can you explain the URL, please? And thank you for coming to the stage. What is the URL? Can you break it out and let us know what it is?
Sure. In the most simplest forms, the URL is a way for you to refinance what your initial interest rate and or term was whenever the market changes, to be more favorable for yourself. So the benefits of like an URL would be the fact that you do not have to basically recertify all of your qualifications the same way as when you first purchased your property, based on the fact that you have the VA loan, based on the fact that as long as, of course, your credit is still in order. However, VA goes down to a 500. That's another benefit. Actually, technically, VA doesn't even have a credit score. That's another benefit. But it allows you to adjust and be able to pay off your loan a lot faster. It's fast. It's simple, it is streamlined, and basically it's another benefit, because unlike conventional in the way that you have to be qualified when you go to refinance, or even FHA, even though it has a streamline, the URL is one of the easiest ways for you to refinance your property without having to put down your income or any other information. The value of your home, your credit, the loan, bada boom, bada bang. Essentially, you can make it work in a favorable way. That's the easiest way for me to explain an URL.
Listen, guys, did y'all just hear that, man? You know what I'm saying? Let's look at the people that put a fire emoji in the chat if that was not fire game right now. Listen, now this is the beauty. This is something that I want you guys to do. every single person, I'd like for you guys to do me a favor, okay? Can y'all click the link above my head real quick, the YouTube channel? And all I want you guys to do is just say hello. Can y'all do that for me, guys? I would really appreciate that. That's going to show some engagement on our YouTube channel. I would really appreciate you guys do that. And guys, listen, this is what I'm talking about. We're telling you guys about this part. Now, let me tell y'all something about the value of properties. Here's a little bit of real estate trivia. And I see my sister in the building, the GOAT by Patrice Bobo Miles. What up, Patrice? How you doing this morning?
I'm good. I'm good. How are you? Just soaking it all in, listening.
Oh, come on, man. You know, hey, I already know, man. Hey, somebody come up, say something wrong. You're going to be like, oh, hell no, Jack.
I might. You never know.
All right. So ladies and gentlemen, if you guys hear different voices coming from different areas, I appreciate the 28 people that's on the live right now on our YouTube channel. Appreciate you guys for watching. That's going to help our algorithm go up. So thank you guys for pulling up. And for those of you that are on TikTok, thank you guys for all the likes and shares. And make sure you guys give me a follow. And all of my friends that are on stage right now, let me show you the OGs that I have right now. I got Otis James. I got Brenda. I got Bruno Nascimento. I got Ian Jensen. I got Dr. Fashion. I got Brandy Sams. This feels like the old clubhouse. I got Jamisha, Credit Ninja, Patrice Bobo Miles. All of my visitors, we love you guys. We appreciate you guys because guess what? My family and friends, we're going to continue to introduce ourselves until people are introducing us. Our goal is to reach 21 million veterans by utilizing all our social media platforms and in our partnership with Grant and Elena Cardone. So we appreciate you guys coming in and sharing. And also for those of you that are in the listening lounge, get your ass on stage. Come ask your question, okay? Because your question, somebody else has it. So I'm inviting everybody on stage to ask any questions that they may have. Who has a question about anything that we're talking about? And for those of you that are on YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, LinkedIn, you can type your question in the chat. Who has a question or comment that they would like to propose to the stage? Going once.
Man, I think I just want to humbly request for people to share, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's share, 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 share. If you can, take this information, man, and pay it forward, we're not asking for anything in return. Think about that, right? Nothing in life is free, but the only thing that we're asking for in return is for you to pay it forward. So if you can just share, and it's as simple as you click that little button down below to the left, in between that little bubble. So if you guys are up here on Clubhouse, right there in the bottom left, you got the little bubble and you have that little face with the little plus, right? In between those three connecting dots, man, hit that, share it to your hallway spaces or to your social media platforms. You can bring your clients. So this is for the real estate professionals, or really, anybody who wants to add value to anybody else, right? And you want to boost your business, we can help you boost your business by us telling your people what it is that we know so that we can help elevate your people. And then they will always remember you for being the conduit for bringing them into this space. So just do us a favor, man, and do yourselves a favor. Let's share this thing.
Oh man, and I wanted to highlight something that Brandy said. Listen to this. I'm going to read this, guys, and you guys are going to like this one. Listen to this, okay? In the area of credit, the lack of established credit history should not be a deterrent to the VA loan. As provided in the credit standards, a satisfactory payment history, rent, utilities, and phone bills may be used to establish credit for the VA loan. Come on, man. All you got to do is be a mouth breather to get the VA loan. Bro, like this stuff we're telling you, okay? No single factor is a deterrent. A veteran who has maintained an excellent credit history, such as satisfactory payments, okay, may be approved in spite of shortfalls in residential income, okay? They're more concerned with the credit's record versus the late payments. Now, this is stuff that a lot of people don't know, guys. No minimum credit score, number one. No maximum loan amount for the VA home loan benefit, number two. Okay, there's so much stuff. Now, let's go back to the interest rate reduction refinance loan. The value does not have to come in when you're doing an interest rate reduction refinance loan. Now, I want to yield the mic. I want the GOAT to talk about this because she's very good at VA loans. I know she's retired, but I'm going to ask a question. And you guys need to know who's helped us grow on this app, on all of these social media platforms, because in the beginning they were there. So, Ms. Patrice, can you tell us a little bit about why the interest rate reduction? Can you give us other little nuggets of how lenders underwrite VA loans for the interest rate reduction refinance loan, if
Oh
you don't
Lord,
mind?
you're asking me to pull back into my
Come on,
memory banks.
give us a little bit. Give us a little bit. Come on.
You know, I'm gonna tell you why I love the Earl. Number one, um, if you do a straight Earl, appraisal doesn't really matter. Credit doesn't really matter. It's just a matter of how much lower is the interest rate and how much does it affect your payment and decreasing what that payment is. Closing costs are minimal, minimal. I mean, like very minimal. So it is an inexpensive way for a vet to come in, get a lower interest rate, get a lower payment, and be able to hold on to that home. And overall, you know, lower, lower, lower is what the focus is. We all want, everybody's always so concerned about interest rate, and that's a whole different conversation altogether. But we do want lower lower carrying costs. And the Earl is it's the fastest and it is the easiest way that a veteran can come in. I think, look, and it's been a while, as I say, I think credit qualifying, non-credit qualifying, there are fees that you just can't charge. You cannot charge the vet on an Earl. Junk fees are questionable. So all around, it is a wonderful opportunity for a veteran to use their eligibility to better their position in the home that they currently own.
Man, come on, man. Come on, Patrice. You still got it in you, man. I'm gonna have to bring you out of retirement. You know what I'm saying?
Not happening.
Right?
Hey, man. Hey, Patrice coming in here. Shoot. Hey, LeBron James in on y'all right now, man. Dropping some gems. I appreciate you pulling up, sister. We miss you. We know that your the last couple of years have been very, very challenging for you. But we appreciate everything that you have done and your commitment to all of the service members, real estate professionals, and investors that are on the app. So we love you, okay? All right. So now that I got all this mushy stuff out, you know what I'm saying? Let's get back to the show, okay? Running Wolf, did you have a question or comment that you would like to propose to the stage? Running Wolf.
You know, yes. Thank you, thank you. How you doing?
I'm doing
I'm
outstanding, friend.
I, I'm a little overwhelmed, to be honest. I'm still in the position of I don't know ask yet. I have now positioned myself business wise, and I guess where my curiosity lies, how does one leverage business credit or business status as far as LLC coupled with what it is you're teaching here, or is that even necessary? You were saying that credit score doesn't even matter. Um, I'm still completely green behind the ears when it comes to this. I'm still taking down notes and wondering how all this coincides and where to really start correspondence with and with who.
Now, I have a question for you. Are you a veteran or no?
No, and that's
That's okay.
kind of right.
That's okay. So I just want to know, can I ask a personal question?
Of course.
Can y'all give me a cool name? Can I get like
You don't get a cool name,
can I get
Tony.
a cool
You
name
you
like
you don't get a cool name, Tony.
come on,
You don't get a cool name.
Patrice? Can I get like running
No,
winners or
no,
something, you know?
no,
Running
no,
real estate or
no, no.
Man, running wolf, man. Hey, I appreciate you, brother. But listen, I'm just, hey, we like to have fun in this room as well. So here's the deal, brother. Okay, so your question was, what's up, Mark Days? Mark Days is on Instagram. We see you, brother. Thank you for pulling up and supporting. Okay, so I'm going to yield the mic to, let's see here, who wants to talk about corporate structure and how you can leverage that. Does anybody on stage want to take that? I'm gonna throw you that the alley oop, and y'all can the slam dunk it. I'll slam dunk it. Who wants to jump in? Ian, Bruno. How can you the question was, how can I leverage corporate structures with investing in real estate? What's your Anthony? Yeah, you could take it. All right, here we go.
No, I can run for a minute if you want to slam dunk it at the end.
Yeah, rock out, and I can run. I can run with winners. Okay, so I'm gonna hook it up. Go ahead, Ian. Jump in.
All right. So what happens when you start investing in real estate? Like first things first, you got to get in there. So you got to get in the race, right? So first things first, do whatever you got to do in order to get that first piece of real estate. Because what that starts is you start building equity, and that's equity that you can utilize to fund your next investment, right? But one of the things that we teach in the room here, and we got plenty of videos if you want to check out our YouTube, and we do a deep dive on this one, is that once you own a piece of real estate, that becomes basically a small business. All right. So if you have a business structure, like you open an LLC and you get to have income going through that LLC, so you can build up credit, collateral, and capital for that business. So you can you can get loans on that business. But furthermore, too, is that you can utilize the income that that business generates as the money that you can invest for your employees, right? So, newsflash, right here: if you have a company, you can open pension plans for your employees. So, if you are an employee to that company, you can fund your own pension plans through the income that that piece of real estate generated. And this is all something that you got to get started with less money than what that asset is worth. So that's the big picture here, is like, where else can you get a $500,000 asset from anywhere between from zero to $100,000 invested? Right, there's nothing else that gives you that kind of leverage and buying power. So it gives you a huge advantage in the terms of getting your retirement plans funded.
And that's a good one. Okay, so right now,
Can
let
I
me.
add one,
Yeah, who's that? Who's that?
Brandy?
Oh yeah, absolutely, Brandy. And do me a favor, guys. Okay, so if you're on here, running Wolf, I want all of you guys to click my YouTube channel at the top, because I drew something and I'm gonna break it down so you guys have a visual and not just an audio of what I'm doing. So click the link above my head. Running. I keep saying running Wolf. Do me a favor, click the link above my head. I'm going to give you a visual, and then when Brandy lands her plane, I'm going to show you how to leverage, and I'm going to answer your question. Is that cool?
Yes, sir. I'm in there right now.
Okay. All right. Okay. Go ahead. Jump in, Brandy.
Okay, so I have a few questions for you, Running Wolf. You ready?
Okay. Yes. Yes.
Okay. So, in your initial question, you asked how to leverage business credit in an LLC, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Now, is this a single member LLC or a multi member LLC?
It will be a multi-member. I want to do in-house, not outside board members. Right now, it's single member structured. It's a holding company with subsidiaries that I'm establishing.
Okay, but at some point, there's going to be multiple people within this particular business structure, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So when you're dealing with traditional loan financing, whether or not I'm going to compare traditional and then I'm going to compare the LLC just to kind of give you a basic understanding of like the key components, okay?
Okay.
Okay. So we're currently talking about a VA loan. VA loans are for individuals. VA loans typically have a requirement that someone was a veteran. Also, anyone in the room that was a veteran, Tony included. Thank you very much for your service. But the key components when someone's looking at financing are going to be the credit, right? Credit, it's going to be the collateral, it's going to be income. So, traditional financing aside, here is how you utilize LLCs when it comes to financing. Although, and sometimes against popular belief, business credit helps you when it comes to opportunities for you to leverage cash to be able to invest the same way that Ian just explained, right? So you get your business credit to get your business credit cards, to get your business loans, to get to the things that you need, right? Now, I want you to make sure that you are very clear about the requirements for the types of cash that you're getting on the business side to make sure that those can be utilized for real estate and some of the other investments. Now, if you've done that, you're clear, free to use the money. Your business credit leverages to help you get cash. Does that part make sense so far?
Yes.
Okay. Now, structurally speaking, the beauty of having an LLC, a corporation, is that there are loan products that are specifically designed for entities, right? So we're not talking about basic like DBAs or anything like that. We're talking about structures, entities, because they almost become another person, right? So your LLC has its own social security number. It's called an EIN, right? Your
Mm-hmm.
LLC has its own name and identity. It's called the name of your business, right? So
Mm-hmm.
it becomes a structure where you can add additional key components that are needed for this next part that do not always have to come from you as an individual. Are you following me so far?
Yes.
Okay. Now, when it comes to real estate loans that are needed for LLCs and corporations, there are a lot of people who will tell you that credit is not important or credit is not needed, and that's actually not majority true. So, but here is the benefit. You, as Running Wolf, say you are going to be the money partner, and say Tony, as a member of that particular LLC, is going to be the credit partner. Because you have ownership in that LLC, you are allowed to utilize the differences of the individual ownerships to create one credit profile that can be used to qualify for the loan based on the credit to make sure you have the best interest rates, qualify based on the money, basically because you utilize your business credit or anything else. So that entity gets to do greater than what either of the individuals who may be lacking what the other has. Does that make sense?
Okay.
And,
Yes.
and
Yes.
let me break it down a little bit further too, so you guys can see a visual of what she's talking about. Because everything that she just said, I actually drew it out. So click the link above my head, and then I'm gonna show you. Are you on here right now? Are you guys on here? Because I want you guys to see what she's talking about. Because it's hard to understand when you're taking notes, but it's good to see when you see the formation. Okay. Now, don't laugh at me because I'm a lefty. Okay. All right, but I'm gonna show you guys. Are you on right now? Can you see my camera?
I am. I'm having trouble with the doubled audio. Which it's
Okay, just
coming in
click the link
double
above my
audio.
head and you'll be able to see. As long as you can see
Okay.
the picture, you'll be able to see.
Okay.
Okay, so step one, okay, is I'm buying, okay, I'm buying the property, right? Okay, this is an example of you leveraging real estate. So step one, I got the property. Step two, I put the property in the trust. That way I don't own it if I'm going to have tenants or running this as a business. So now I get it out of my name and I put it in the trust so the trust owns it. Step three, I set up the LLC or holding company. Now, holding company is a fancy word for a corporate structure basically running other companies or having ownerships in the company. A lot of people are talking about this on TikTok, YouTube, and they don't even understand what a holding company does. So, but let's just go with an LLC just for instructional purposes only. So now the LLC is established, and then now you take that paperwork to the bank. Okay, so you take the paperwork to the bank, you open up a business checking and savings account. Once you become a business, okay, once you open up a business, it goes down to here. You're allowed to fund certain pension plans that you would not be able to fund in order for your money to grow. There's two fundamental things. The LLC, you become an employee or employer. Which one? Somebody give me the answer. Put a 1 in the chat if it's an employee. Put a 2 in the chat if it's an employer. Okay.
You're an employer. You can't be an employee of your own LLC, single member.
But you can be a member though.
Yes.
Okay. So now, once you have a corporate structure, right, this opens up the ability to fund pension plans. Okay. Let me give you a quick example. Put these numbers in the chat right now. I'm going to run them off real quick. And Kenyon, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm going to run a couple of them off right now. Number one is 401k. I think 2023, last year, you could put up to $22,500 in a 401k.
If you're a business owner that can be single member, like business owner, you can fund up to 66,000. I think it's 66.5.
Okay, and then or SEP IRA, SEP SEP IRA. That's 66,000 last year. Max contribution, 25% of your income, or a defined benefit plan, which is $265,000 max. That's over $300,000 that you can put into a pension plan okay, and lower your taxable income. You cannot do that or fund these things unless you own a business or operate a business. Okay. So that's the first one, lowering your taxable income by investing the money so it can grow. So a lot of people have businesses, they have an LLC, they write off everything. So that's step one. Okay. Step two, once you have the LLC and you're running the money through the LLC, operating the business. Okay. All right. The LLC is operating the rental business. That means that the tenants are paying the limited liability company. Once the tenants are paying the limited liability company, the bank sees that money coming in. So the bank wants to give you what Brandy said. Okay. Everybody put 3 C's in the chat right now. 3 C's. 3 C's. Everyone put 3 C's in the chat. 3 C's. Ian, what are the 3 C's?
Credit. Like, how much can you borrow? Collateral. You have assets to claim. Capital. You have income, cash flow, operating.
Okay, credit, collateral, and capital, guys. Okay, so the credit is the credit that you're going to get is a business line of credit because they want to extend credit to you because you have money coming in. The capital is the money that you're getting from the tenants paying the property through the LLC, and then the collateral is also the property. Okay, so now the bank's going to want to give you a BLOC, a business line of credit. Now here's where it gets really cool at. Okay, so now the business line of credit can give you more access to buy more assets, right? So now if you're operating these LLCs, let me tell you another thing that LLCs can do. One LLC can borrow from the other LLC, and the interest on the limited liability company is tax deductible. So guys, the benefit, I just gave you a couple of nuggets real quick of how you can leverage limited liability companies, okay, or corporate structures, okay, to do this and then actually win, because a lot of people are over leveraging their credit score when you can actually utilize. One thing that Brandy said that I want to highlight is this, okay? She essentially said that the LLC operates like a person. It has an EIN number, okay? And then it also, you can leverage that EIN number and get credit for it. Okay. So there's so many things that you guys could do with a limited liability company or S Corp or C Corp, corporate structures. But the biggest thing to answer your question, to run this home, and then we're going to open it up for any questioning and do a quick room reset, is this. Okay. Boom. Again, I'm going to show you the paper, guys, that for the 18 people that are here. Okay. This is the way Anthony Glenn would do it. Now, this is not legal advice. I'm not a CPA. I'm not an enrolled agent or anything, but I am a licensed real estate broker and I am an entrepreneur and I do have a master of accounting. Okay. So I'm telling you guys how Anthony Glenn, this is just one of a million examples of how you could do this. Okay. Boom. I buy the property. I put it in the trust. Now I'm going to see if you guys are picking up what I'm putting down. Why would I want to take the property out of my name and put it in the trust? Somebody tell me quickly.
Personal liability.
Actually, to avoid probate.
Ambiguity.
Wow, man. Listen, we got some good ones. I do not want you guys to miss this, okay? Liability protection. I don't know how to say that word. Anonymity. Okay. There you go.
Anonymity.
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 Anonymity. All right. Hey, y'all, that's that Georgia education coming through for the 99 and the 2000. All right. But, okay, I put the property in the trust because now the trust owns the property. So it creates a barrier of protection for you guys. And then I have the LLC operating the business. Okay. So now I have a couple of layers of protection. Now, Brandy brought up something that I want you guys not to miss. Avoids probate. Can you give me, a quick 1 minute example of that, Brandy?
Sure. In terms of the benefit of avoiding probate.
Well, just what probate is and how does it avoid? How does putting it in the trust avoid probate?
It avoids probate. Well, basically, probate is the state's ability to decide. That's the way I think about probate, right? When you go through probate, when someone passes, the state looks at all of their assets, and then based on either documentation, law, or the feelings, thoughts of the court, they decide where whatever assets are within the probate get distributed. With a trust, you supersede that, you avoid that, and it basically becomes the clear way that property is transferred. So, easiest way to explain it to you guys, my grandmother, when she passed, she left millions of dollars worth of assets in a trust. There was no fighting, no concerns, no lawsuits, no nothing, because the trust was clean, it was clear, and it was concise, right? Whatever properties that she had already determined got to be distributed to each one of her children the way that they needed to. The other part that people don't recognize is at death, oftentimes things that appreciate in value have additional taxes that are associated with them. When you transfer property, sometimes you have to pay taxes. Within a trust, part of that protection is that you get to transfer properties without having to pay additional taxes. You get to transfer money without having to pay for additional taxes. So it saves you money, it saves you time, and it also saves you having someone else outside of yourself make the decision as to where your assets go.
Oh man, that's a whole bar and a half, guys. Does anybody have any questions on stage that would like to propose right now? Man, this room has been phenomenal. Okay.
Well, I would like to add a little bit to that. Yeah, what I'm sorry to catch your name. Brandy. Yeah, what that is a step up in basis. So basically, when an individual passes, the heir in can take ownership of the asset at its current value. So say that your parent left, purchased a property for 500,000, and by the time they passed away, it's $1 million. Normally, that 500,000 is taxed on transfer, but in when they pass away, it's given to the heir at the $1 million value, so they don't have to pay tax on that difference. So they get it's called a step up in basis. And along with that, right, a lot of people kind of get wills, and this for individuals who do not know, they get wills and trust kind of mixed up. A
Yes.
will does not protect you from going through probate.
Thank you.
It does not. So a will, people have a misconception that they can avoid probate and it goes directly to the heirs. It does not stop you from probate. A trust will. So I just wanted to add that tidbit of information.
Now, this is something that we talk. Now, you just heard that from a CPA, guys. How long have I been saying it on the app right now? If you own a property, listen, guys, if you own real estate, cars, precious metals, jewelry, listen, I'm going to give you guys a personal scenario that happened to me, okay? My family, my father was in the Army, okay? My father died, okay? He in 2010, he passed away. And I live with my mother and father got a divorce. Okay, I think I was 3 years old. Now I moved with my mother. My mother and my sister lived together, and my father remarried a woman that had a son. Okay, now I'm telling you guys this story because I want you to understand why we come on here and we're telling you these things. The greatest transfer of wealth right now in America, okay, is gentrification. And then also not having properties properly protected, okay, and eminent domain. 1, 2, and 3. Now, let me explain all of these, okay? So now, and I'll explain my story real quick, and I'm going to be very, very quick so you guys got this. All right. Now, remember, my father and I, along with my sister, we're the original kids, the OGs, or the OKs, all right? When I moved back with my mother, when I moved back with my father was married to a lady who had a son, okay? So he's not my brother technically. He's my brother by marriage, right? No blood related, okay? And now, my brother, when my dad died and was sick in 2010, he talked to my sister and I and said, "Hey guys, I bought a lot of real estate. You guys are going to be taken care of. Take care of your brother. Make sure you take care of your brother. You guys are set." He had a will. Now, my father was in the Army for 32 years, guys. Everywhere he got stationed at, he bought property similar to what I did. Okay, so he was the one that kind of put that bug in my ear of seeing him own real estate. All right. Now, when he died, my mother said that she lost the will. My stepmother. Now, watch this. Who do you guys think uh, uh, got a brand new house, got a brand new Toyota truck.
Your stepmother's son.
My stepmother's son, guys. Now, do I fight and try to figure out what happened to the will? And then let me tell you what happened to me, what happened to us. I got a phone call that they said, "Hey, Anthony, there we have 32 acres of land in Killeen, Texas. Dolores wants to sell it. Can you sign over this paperwork so she can sell it?" You know what I said? Hell no to the no, no, no. Hell to the no. Right? But it's sad that I had to go through that because look, you think my father raised this her son, my brother. My father made sure my stepmother did not work. Now you would think that in that scenario that the OGs, my sister and I would inherit something. We didn't inherit a damn dime. Do you know why? Because you cannot put property, you cannot entitle a property in a will. You can only transfer that property with a will. And if nobody can find the will, then what happens? It has to go to what? Probate. Now, do I take my mother to probate? Man, what do I look like? So I'm telling you a personal scenario that I had to go through. And I'll tell you one more other thing. Where do you think now? Let me play a scenario. Can I put a 1 in the chat if you guys want to know another scenario like this so you guys can understand what we mean by this scenario? Because I think this is very important when owning property. Okay. Put a 1 in the chat. Now, okay, can I use Patrice, can I use you as an example, please?
Sure.
Okay. All right. Now I want you guys to I want to see if you guys can pick up this answer. All right. Patrice and I are married. All right. Now I know you're married. This is no disrespect to your husband. This is just an example for instructional purposes only. Okay. Patrice and I are married. Okay. I put a trust in place for Patrice. Okay. Patrice is my wife. We get a divorce. Okay. Because Patrice put raisins in her macaroni and cheese. Okay. All right. So I
I'm
divorced.
not a Karen. Don't be trying that shit.
I divorced Patrice, okay, and then I get married to Brandy. Brandy makes the good macaroni and cheese, okay. Brandy got my, she got my stomach full. She's making it. She helping me start my business. Boom, boom, boom. Brandy's an entrepreneur. We start this big real estate company. Boom. On my deathbed, okay, because Brandy's a little younger than I am. All right. On my deathbed, I say, Brandy, you've been such a great wife. I'm going to will over my property to you. Okay. So, Brandy, I write a will, okay, to Brandy saying that she's going to get all of my properties. Now, who gets the properties? Brandy or Patrice? Come on, y'all. Who gets the property? Brandy or Patrice?
You
Does
said the
anybody know?
stuff for me was in a trust, correct?
Put a 1 in the chat. Remember, I was married to Patrice. I divorced Patrice. Okay. Okay. But I put a trust in place saying that she's going to get all of my properties and the business. I marry Brandy. Afterwards, I create a will and I willed the property to my new wife. Who gets the
Patrice.
Who gets the property? Put a 1 in the chat if it's Patrice. Put a 2 in the chat if it's Brandy. Who gets the property? Okay, so I got a Patrice over here. I got a Brandy over here. What do you guys think? Who gets the property? Now remember, my new wife, this is my new wife. I willed my property to Brandy after Patrice. So who gets the property? Number 1 if it's Patrice, number 2 if it's Brandy. Man, this is a good one. Okay. We all over the place. I got Patrice. What do you guys think? Now, the floor is open. What's the answer? Tell me. What do you guys think? Who gets the property?
Patrice. The trust supersedes the will. I would
Okay.
say Patrice gets it.
Okay. Running Wolf. Okay. Kenyon, what do you think?
Um, I'm not 100% sure in this situation, but I do know it's generally, I'm not sure if the will would supersede the trust, but it's the last perfected document.
Okay.
and that would be the will. So the will was the last perfected document.
Oh man, this is a good one.
Wow.
Okay. All right. So what do you guys think, man? This is a really good one, man. If you guys like this real estate trivia, put a fire emoji in the chat. Okay, let me run this back one more time. Okay, so you guys got it. Listen to the nuggets that I'm saying. Patrice and I were married. Patrice and I divorced Patrice. I executed the divorce. But I already said, Patrice, you are entitled to, I put all of my assets in a trust, all 4 houses that I have in a trust. Okay. Now I divorced Patrice. Okay. And then Brandy, we've been married for 40 years. Okay. I get sick. Okay. Because Brandy been, cooking, the macaroni and cheese. So I'm a little backed up.
The gumbo,
The gumbo, all right. All of that good food she been cooking. Right. I have a heart attack. Right. But before I had a heart attack, on my deathbed, I said, Brandy, you and our new beautiful son, I will these properties over to you.
Yeah. Because he
Who?
would be cute.
Who gets the properties? Brandy or Patrice?
Patrice,
Why?
because that was what was in writing.
Okay. But the will's in writing too. And I got the
Oh,
will
it's
after the
okay.
trust.
Okay, I didn't know you put the will. I thought you said I said I'm going to get a will. But if you put it in writing, I think it's the will.
Okay. All right. So guys, put a fire emoji in the chat if you guys are liking this conversation. Heart up, because I'm going to give you guys the answer. Are you guys ready for the answer? Y'all put a 1 in the chat right now if you guys are ready for the answer. Patrice gets the assets because I cannot will something that I do not own.
Boom.
Shakalaka.
Okay. Now, Brandy's going to be sad, but guess what?
I sure am. All that hard work I did taking care of you
Girl, I
40
told you you
years
should
from
have left
now.
his ass.
Supporting you and making sure when the world is tearing you down, I got your back.
Told you. I told you before you married him.
Hey.
You did, girl. You warned me and I did not listen.
So listen, guys, the reason why Patrice, now the only way that Brandy could get those access to those properties is that Patrice, who is the beneficiary, has to sign off on that document. She's getting a divorce. You think she's going to sign off on that property? Hell no. She's been putting up with my ass for all this time, right? There's no way in hell she's going to sign that document so Brandy can inherit all of the hard work and sacrifices that she put in. She put in work. So guess what? The children cannot inherit that property either. And guess what? Since that property was put in a trust, it's going to be very difficult to petition that. Now, I don't care what you guys say. All right. So the only way now, can you reverse a trust? Yeah, good luck with that. Okay. Because remember, if I put that in a trust, if I executed that trust, it's going to be difficult for me to change it. Because the beneficiaries.
If it's irrevocable.
Exactly. Sure. The beneficiaries benefit from the trust, especially if it's an irrevocable trust. That's the hardest one to change. All of the beneficiaries, all of the board members have to sign off on that to change it. Okay. So right now I got people banging in the chat right now. They're like, that's some bull crap, man. Hey, welcome to the Winning Real Estate House, guys. We're telling you guys. But at the fundamental piece that I want to put away from this is that make sure you have your assets in a trust so you avoid probate. Because guess what? Probate, I want y'all to put these 2 words in the chat: public and private. Public and private. Put that in the chat, please. Public and private. Now, public means that probate is public. So guess what? Let's just say right now we're all on stage, okay? Anthony Glenn's a dirtbag, okay? Let's just say that Patrice and her husband, we're all kids on stage right now. We're all family members of we're the heirs of Patrice. Patrice decides that she has created all of this wealth. I'm a dirtbag, right? And then Brandy is the good kid, right? All right, because she got the good hair. Brandy, the good kid with the good hair. All right. My hair is a little nappy. All right. So, and I'm a knucklehead. I like to party. So Patrice says that Brandy is going to be the one she's going to be the successor, and she's going to make sure that the properties are split. And Anthony Glenn, I'm the son, she puts it in a will. Now, here's the problem with this. If I don't get anything as the dirtbag of the family, am I still entitled to my father's and mother's wealth? Yes or no? Yes. Yes. So what can I do? What can I do? Just because Brandy's my sister, I can do what? I can say, you know what? I lived in the property. I got proof I was getting mail. So I don't care what my dad said. I want to petition this will. Now, what's happening to Patrice's assets right now? What's happening to the taxes? Who's paying the taxes? The whole family is in a ruckus. Right? So, ladies and gentlemen, what we're telling you guys is that to avoid all of that, put everything in a trust and have good beneficiaries and successor trustees to make sure everything is good to go. Any questions or comments about those two scenarios that we pushed out there?
I do have a question.
Sure.
Hopefully it's not moving the goalpost too much. I know you, for case of allegory, you avoided using the holding company as part of the example. Why I had petitioned that question in the first place was dealing with the OPA, like the operations of agreement, and a holding company is it's just things that holds properties, that holds
Mm-hmm.
assets. When that comes into play, if the holding company is structured appropriately, those assets are protected also by an irrevocable trust within the holding company. Wouldn't an operations of agreement have power in the court as well as influencing those types of decisions? Say that should come into a scenario like this, such as in the operations of agreement, if I put in my OPA and the trust, I want this property to go to such and such in the case of my death or sickness or non-culpability anymore. Would that have any legal influence over a scenario like that?
Yes, of course. Okay, so within my trust, I have a holding company that operates my corporations. And in that holding company says, if in the event that I perish, let me give you an example quickly of what he's talking about, because I don't want to go too far deep into it. And guys, if you click the link above my head, I go through each position in a trust, and we have these conversations. So the holding company, basically what it does is it gives you risk diversification. Right. And then you can have streamlined management in there, and you can have successor trustees that will operate the holding company. So for me, here's an example. All right. So I'm going to draw it out. Click the link above my head so you guys could understand what he's talking about. Okay. So I'm going to draw it out real quick for you guys, and I'll go step by step on what he's talking about. So I have my trust. Okay. Within the trust, the trust has assets in the trust, right? Assets are businesses, corporate structures, and then property. Okay. Now the holding company holds ownership in each company. Okay. The holding company, here's a picture. The holding company is a corporate structure. Within that holding company has members, right? Those members can be trustees. The trustees operate the business. Now, the reason why my formation is like this and they operate the business and the assets and the holding company is in there is because I have underage kids. So within that holding company, I can say, hey, the members within the holding company are going to be Ian and Bruno. In the event that I pass away, they're going to make sure that that the successors to or the beneficiaries is going to be this holding company. So that holding company can basically operate these businesses and say, hey, we're going to operate the business, and then we're going to vote on, to make sure how much money is coming out of the company, right? That the operating agreement is basically how the company operates. Here's an example of an operating agreement. Okay. So in one of my LLCs, I have, It says that my kids can't get money until they are going to school and maintaining a 3.0 grade point average. That could be in an operating agreement. An operating agreement can say when my kids turn 18, they can have access to my in the operating agreement within my holding company. Here's another provision that I have in there. My kids cannot inherit, my kid's wife or husband cannot inherit my wealth. So you can put all types of provisions in a holding company, right? Within the operating agreement. The operating agreement is basically provisions on how the company operates and everybody's responsible positions within the holding company. So just breaking it down on examples of how holding companies operate. But I definitely want to go back to the main topic. If you guys want to know about holding companies and all of that stuff, click the link above my head and then subscribe to the YouTube channel and look up LLCs versus S Corps and C Corps, and you guys can see that. But did I answer your question, brother? The answer is yes. The holding company can have provisions in place and legal parameters that you put in place within your trust.
Yes, thank you. Thank you.
Okay, so I wanted to get through that, guys. Let me do a quick room reset now. If you guys are enjoying this conversation, put a fire emoji in the chat because we're going to continue to kick it like a sensei. Does anybody have any questions on stage that they would like to propose? Anybody have any questions or comments? We know a little bit about everything, man. Right now, you got a really good opportunity to get up here and ask a question. Now, listen to me. Check this out. Right now, I have 38 people on TikTok Live. Guys, listen, share this right now. Once I get to 2,000, if you guys enjoying the conversation, give me some hearts. Okay. Like up, please. Okay. And then when I get to 2,000 more likes, I'm going to unlock another level of information for you guys. Simplified, can a veteran that has an other than honorable 92 be eligible for a discharge upgrade with the VA loan? Okay, Reggie, text VA loan to 760-385-8211. Text VA loan to 760-385-8211, and I will get that answer for you. We're going to be able, we need to look at it and see, because, you know, it's honorable discharge typically, but if you fight to get it upgraded, you rate your VA entitlement. Okay. Any other questions? Okay. Any questions? Okay. We got all these people on stage. No questions? No comments? Okay. Let me do
a lot.
Hope people are taking notes, man.
I hope
Hope everyone's taking notes and then putting it into action, you know?
Okay, so, and guys, listen, for a holding company, this is one thing that I learned, guys, about this. I'll pause on this part right here. Okay, I am just learning this. Can I put my house in an LLC? Children, I highly suggest that you do not. Now, I got my CPA on stage. Why do you not want to entitle a property in the LLC? Okay, can anybody tell me? I know Brandy is here. Brandy might be able to cover this. Why not? What are the cons of putting a property in a limited liability company? Can anybody tell me? Anybody? Come on, y'all. Somebody help me out here. What are the cons of putting a property in the LLC?
They can find out who owns the LLC.
That's one reason. Okay. Why else? LLCs, you can't have any personal use deductions. That's a big one. Right? What's another one? Come on, y'all, help me out. What are some of the reasons why I suggest putting it in a trust and then having the LLC operate the business?
It makes the LLC liable.
Bingo. There it is. It makes the limited liability company liable. So guess what? If somebody sues your LLC and it sees that the property is owned by the LLC, your LLC, your property value is at stake. People don't even think about that. If the property owns the corporation owns the property value is at stake. Now, everybody put these two words in the chat, okay? I want you to put these two words, these two words in the chat. Charging order. Here's the reason why you do not, well, I'll tell you why you want to use the LLC to operate the business, but you want the trust to own it. Everybody put charging order in the chat right now. Charging order, charging order, charging order. Put charging order in the chat. Charging order, charging order. Okay. Now, Ian, can you explain what a charging order is, please?
All right, everybody. Okay, so charging order is this neat little feature about an LL that certain companies an advantage if they choose to use the LLC as the type of business structure that they want to utilize for their business. So if a corporation, okay, so this is the scenario that kind of protects you in the place that if you sued for some kind of situation and you lose. All right. So say for whatever situation you get sued, you lose, and that person doesn't want money. They're going after the business. All right. If you have a corporation awarded shares instead of money. All right. If that's what they want to sue for, then, and that's what the judge sees as the appropriate restitution, then there you go. You can get more than 51 company. They can force you out of that company. All right. So what happens is they can gain control of that real estate asset and be like, all right, well, this asset's worth 100 grand. I can see that this is a better deal for me. I'm going to pay you your 49 grand and you can kick rocks and you lose that asset. All right. So, but if you have a charging order, is something that's issued as something that's only LLC, and this is why it's an advantage with an LLC. So if you get sued and you lose and you have an LLC, they can only assign you what's called a charging order. They can't take a piece of your company. It's just basically garnishing your wages of that LLC until they're paid off and made whole. And then after that, then, you guys, go your separate ways. But they can't gain control of the LLC or your company. You just have to pay them off until their bill's paid.
Now, this is another thing too, guys. If you're transferring property and you bought it under your social security number and then you transfer it into the LLC, you don't own it anymore. The LLC does. So that could trigger a due on sale clause as well. You better check with your bank before doing anything like that. Now, we're not telling you legal advice. We're not doing all of that stuff. How do I know? Because it happened to me. So, guys, the reason why we're telling you all of these things is that this is how a lot of people get in trouble, guys. So my suggestion to you, it says, so have a trust and have the LLC operate. Yes, that is correct. Have the trust and then have your limited liability company operate the rental business. Okay. And you can have an S Corp. You can have an LLC and take S Corp filing for taxes. A lot of people like the S Corp filing, but I don't like, listen, again, I'm not a CPA or enrolled agent. I'm just speaking from my lens. S Corps, if you got an S Corp situation, you got shareholders. Shareholders, your company's worth $1 million at $10,000 a share, right? 100 shares, somebody sues you, boom. They file a lawsuit against you, you got an S Corp. Your S Corp gets sued and they are awarded $510,000 in damages. Now they're a majority stakeholder in your company. They can go in and vote you out, and then now you don't have a company. So you have to be careful when you guys are talking about, a lot of people are not telling you guys this stuff because they don't know it. All right. So these are some of the things when you guys are talking about these things. And shout out to the 26 people that are on my YouTube channel right now. What's up, y'all? We see you guys. Who has any questions or comments regarding to the LLC versus S Corp when acquiring real estate? Any questions or comments? Out freaking standing. Now, guys, we got the final reset. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys for joining us on the stage. Shout out to all of my friends and family that are here. Listen to me. If you guys enjoyed this conversation and you guys want to get on our waiting list for our next course, it's going to take place January 27th, 805 College Boulevard, Suite 103. I had somebody who went through that course here. I do not see her anymore, but she went through our course. Okay. And then also we have another one that's going to take place with Grant Cardone. That's going to be February 10th. So mark your calendars. Okay. On the YouTube live, you guys will see the Eventbrite, so you guys can get on that waiting list for the masterclass. And if you guys don't have it, text VA loan to 760-385-8211. Guys, these two things that we're teaching today, we're talking to you guys about the VA home loan benefit and how to maximize it. We're going to end with this, guys. So right now, get the shares up. Get me to 3,000 shares. I would appreciate that. We're at 1.2. And then also like up on social media, guys. And we're going to drop this last little nugget. And that's going to be how to partner with a vet. And then the 100% cash out refinance with the VA loan. Let me recap what we talked about today. We talked about charging orders. We talked about LLC versus S Corp. We talked about doing the interest rate reduction refinance loan. Okay, one more question. How do I use the VA loan for a second time? Mook Rankins, I got you. Stay put, man. Put a 1 in the chat, and then I'm going to make sure that you got that answer. Okay. All right. So we talked about we talked about the interest rate reduction refinance loan. We talked about buying a multi-unit and structuring the deal. And I'll go over that again, guys. If you guys want to buy a property or buy a multi-unit, we're going to tell you how to partner again. We'll go over that. Okay. And then we're also talked about how you guys could partner with us if you're a real estate professional. If you are a non-vet and you want to get on the 10X with Cardone Vets with us, text VA loan to 760-385-8211. Again, text VA loan to 760-385-8211 if you're a veteran, and text WIN to 760-385-8211 if you're a non-veteran. Text WIN to 760-385-8211 if you're a non-vet, if you guys want to be a part of this movement, guys. Okay, so let me answer that question. So how can a veteran get a discharge upgrade and then get a VA loan? That is a possibility. Yes. If you get if you do get your discharge upgraded, you can rate the VA home loan benefit. Okay. How do I use the VA loan for a second time? Okay. Now this is a good question. All right. How do you use the VA loan a second time? Okay. I'm going to yield the mic to, let's see who's on stage. Bruno, are you here?
Indeed.
Can you give me 2 quick ways that I can use the VA loan again for a second time?
Yeah. So what's going to happen is you're going to connect with the lender. The lender is going to take a look at your remaining entitlement and then figure out exactly how much it is that you can purchase your second property for at zero money down. Okay. And if there is money required, then then you're talking about a small amount, a certain percentage of the difference, but all in all is you're going to check in with the lender who is going to look at your remaining entitlement and help you figure out exactly what that purchase price can be for you to buy something at zero money down.
Bingo. Okay. So that's the first way. All right. So the first way is, you use the VA loan, you have your one-time restoration. Okay. That's the first way. Okay. The second way is that you can, you can use your VA loan multiple times. It depends on how you're doing it. Right. So everybody, number one, okay, let's go step by step. Number one, interest rate reduction refinance loan. You have your original loan in place. That's called an IRRL, IRRRL. That's to lower your interest rate. You cannot get cash out on an IRRL, but you can do energy efficient improvements like solar panels or new windows with the interest rate reduction refinance loan. That's to lower your monthly payment and have more cash flow, and you are using your VA loan for a second time. You can do that multiple times if the market dictates. The second one is a cash out refinance on a VA loan. Ian, can you talk about that real quick?
Okay, yeah, cash out refinance for the.
Is it me or y'all can't hear him?
Yeah, he cut out.
He went
Hey,
out.
sorry, I got a call. Okay, so this is a great little hack, the VA loan that gives you a really great opportunity if you have some equity in your property and you do it. Okay, so as we all know, the VA loan gives you this real estate at 0% down, meaning if that house is worth $500,000, you can take a loan out for that entire $500,000, right? And Uncle Sam's got your back as your cosigner in case you default on that mortgage. Okay, so since you're allowed to purchase it 100% loan to value, so technically speaking, if you have that same $500,000 house and you paid it down to let's say you got 300 grand of equity in this property, right? It's worth 500, but you got your mortgage paid down to 200. You have access to, essentially purchase that house from yourself in right. So you're allowed to take out 100% of the cash out of that property and have a brand new VA loan at the current market rate for that $500,000, and you get to take the equity out of that property and put it in your pocket for cash.
Okay.
And
So
it's a huge. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
okay, so the first one is an interest rate reduction refinance loan. That's a secondary VA use. The second one is a cash out refinance. That's another use that you can do. And then you have your one-time restoration if you have equity left in your property. So if you utilized your VA loan once and you wanted to, let's just say you bought in North Carolina and then you moved to California, the cost of living is higher. Here's how that's calculated. Let's just say you bought a property for $100,000, you moved to California, the cost of living is higher. And then I had $300,000 left on my VA entitlement for my secondary use. And when I moved to another location, right? If I have $300,000 left and I wanted to buy a $310,000 property, what's $310,000 minus $300,000?
10,000.
10 grand. So that means that I would have to put down 25% of the $10,000 as a down payment. You don't have to do dollar for dollar over your second time use. First time use, there is no maximum amount that you can borrow. Second time use, the cap comes into place based off of the area that you're buying in and how much you have left. So anything over the rest of your entitlement, you have to pay 25% of the difference. So you can utilize that, but you have to own or occupy the secondary property. And let me tell you this, on an interest rate reduction refinance loan, the Earl, you do not have to own or occupy to do an interest rate reduction refinance loan. So let's just say I had a VA loan in South Carolina and I moved to California. I can do an interest rate reduction refinance loan on that property in South Carolina, okay, and lower my interest rate, therefore giving me more cash flow. And then the second way was to be, is the finance, the last and final way is to finance out of your VA loan and then go on to a conventional loan or a non-owner occupant conventional. Bruno, are you here? What's the difference between the two?
So the main difference is that you as the owner are required to be residing in the property, right? So one, they'll typically want to see you reside in the property for a year, right? If we're talking conventional, where if it's not an owner occupied, typically and generally where you see for investment, financing, then there is no requirement of occupancy. Does that answer it?
Yes, it does. Okay. So that answered that question, guys. So ladies and gentlemen, let me do the final reset. 17 people on our YouTube live right now. Thank you guys for rocking out with us. Anybody have any questions or comments on stage regarding the VA home loan benefit? Any questions or comments? Ishman, are you
I'm
here?
just going to say one thing, if I can, if I
Of course
may.
you can. Yes, go ahead.
Um, and it's important to remember that a VA loan is for a primary purchase, and that you have to, if you're using your VA loan for a second time, that the home that you initially purchased with that VA eligibility has to, you're not going to be able to live in it anymore. Whether you do an interest rate reduction, and use remaining entitlement, or if you want full eligibility back, you're going to have to refinance that current resident out of, and I think Bruno kind of intimated around it, but you're going to have to finance that home out of your VA altogether to get full entitlement back in order to use it a second time for a new VA purchase. I just wanted to make that specification.
That is correct. So essentially what she's saying is that you can use the VA home loan benefit again if you have entitlement yet left, but you can't live in both properties. You're going to, whatever property that you own or occupy, okay, because the VA loan can be utilized for an investment property, but you have to own or occupy within 90 days, okay? So that means that if you're moving, you can put tenants in the property, okay, that you're moving out of and live in the next property that you're utilizing your entitlement. And you can do it in the same state. There's a lot of people saying you cannot do it in the same state. I did it in the same state. I'm in California. I bought in one location, then I bought in another location right here in Cali. So, but the cost of living in Riverside County is not the same as the cost of living in San Diego. But you have to be able to justify why you're doing that. My family grew, so I was able to utilize the VA home loan benefit again. So, Patrice, thank you for that ad because a lot of people do not know that. And guys, okay, so we have a couple of more questions. Okay, here's the next question. VA loan in regards to a new construction. Specifically, I plan to use the VA loan to build a fourplex out in the Inland Empire. Okay, Bravo. You're going to text us. You need to come to our class because we're going to break down. If you have a multi-unit property, can the other units be used for a senior listed? Yes. Okay. Now, these are very, very good questions. Okay, so let's go over the first questions that you guys have. VA loan in regards to new construction. Specifically, I plan to use my VA loan to build a fourplex out in the Inland Empire. Put a 1 in the chat if you guys want to know how we can do this because I'll show you guys how to do it. Bravo, put a 1 in the chat if you're still here so I can answer your question. I want to make sure you guys got this because we're going to break it down. VA construction loan, okay? All right. Let's see here. Bruno, are you here? Brother Bruno.
Yes, sir.
Okay, can you give me the first 2 positions in the VA construction loan, please? Who are the first positions? And I'm going to break it down, guys. Listen, if you want a visual, click the link above my head and you will see the YouTube channel and you guys could see me on live. I'm breaking it down for you guys and I'll show you what Bruno is talking about. As he's talking about it, I'm going to draw it out. So go ahead and rock out, Bruno. What's the first position?
Yeah, so you got the veteran, right, which is the borrower, right, essentially. So the guy who's going to be going forward with it. Then you're going to have the builder, right, the one who's actually going to be building the property, right. Then you have the lender or the bank, right, and then lastly you have the escrow company, which is a mutual third party that's involved in the transaction, in charge of monies and paperwork.
Okay. So right now, number 1, okay, put these in the chat, please. Number 1 is going to be, I'm going to put them in order for you. Is that okay, Bruno?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, Ian, are you there? Ian Jensen, T-Mobile sidekick. Okay, so here's the first step, guys. VA construction loan explained. The veteran is going to go where first? Where's the veteran going to have to go? The veteran is going to have to go to the bank first, okay? So the veteran is going to have to go to the bank. So step 1, the vet goes to the bank. The bank has to be VA construction approved, okay? So the bank has to be VA construction approved. If you want a bank that's qualified for the VA construction loan, okay, all you guys need to do is text VA loan to 760-385-8211, okay? So here's a second step. So step 1, the veteran has to serve on active duty. Is going to be, 90 days of active duty, right? I think it's either 90 or 60. Active duty. Reservist has to be in for 6 years or have 300 points or have a service-connected discharge from the armed forces. So the vet goes to the bank. The bank gives them the money, okay? Now, step 2, once the bank has the entire amount, okay, now what's the next step, Bruno? After I go to the bank, what do I got to do next? Okay, I think I lost Bruno. All right, man. Y'all be killing me, man. All right. So the next step, all right, is the bank. After the vet goes to the bank, he's going to find a certified VA builder, a contractor. Step 2, vet goes to the bank. The money gets the bank gets the veteran gets qualified for the amount. So let's just say $500,000 for the build. Okay, the bank qualifies the service member for the $500,000 multi-unit. Then the money gets put in a holding account. So step 1, bank. Step 2, finding a VA certified builder, identifying that person. Step 3 is going to be the money goes into an escrow account. So the escrow account is a neutral third party holding account for the money. Basically, this is like almost like a ATM machine, okay? The builder is going to go to escrow, and then the builder is going to withdraw money in phases for out of the escrow account to build the property, okay? Now, let me explain this again. Step 1, veteran goes to the bank. He gets qualified. Step 2, he identifies the contractor that is a VA certified builder. Step 3, the money goes into the escrow account. And then step 4, the builder will withdraw money from the escrow account in phases. So the first phase, now let me read this to you guys so you guys got it. And I'm gonna read it right out of the VA handbook, okay? So you guys could hear it, because a lot of people don't believe that this could be done. Okay, give me a second here. Now, the VA, now listen to me, guys. Listen to what I'm saying, okay? The VA will construct a permanent loan that is a loan to finance the construction, purchase of a resident. The loan is closed prior to the start of construction. Now, what was that key word that I just said? Put it in the chat. Prior. Listen, the loan is closed prior to the start of construction, with the proceeds dispersed to cover the cost of the balance owed on, listen, the balance owed on the land and the balance into escrow. That means the land you can acquire the land utilizing the VA construction loan. The escrow monies are paid out to the builder during construction. Now, the veteran begins making payments on construction to permanent loans only after construction is complete. Oh man, that's a bar and a half right there. That means that the entire build is completed. The veteran is not paying any money until the build is complete. So the builder is going to have phases 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He's going to withdraw money, build, inspect, withdraw money, build, and then there's inspection. And each draw period or withdrawal from escrow will be will get paid out to the builder. Okay. Now, after the loan is complete, then the veteran starts paying amortized schedule after the notice of value. Everybody put notice of value, NOV, notice of value. Now, guys, I'm telling you guys straight. Listen, I'm telling you right now, nobody knows the VA handbook. Nobody knows this VA stuff more than us. So if you guys want to get on the waiting list for our next virtual class, it's going to take place this Saturday, 805 College Boulevard, Suite 103. That's going to be from 11 to 11 to 12, 1. 11 to 1, okay, is when the class is, okay? So if you guys have any questions, let me know. Great job. Okay, all right. Any other questions about the VA construction loan? Any questions? Okay, I got Rich doing the VA loan. Can you do Zoom? Yes, we will be on Zoom with this class. Okay. If you have a multi-unit property, can the other units be used for senior assisted living facilities? Yes, as long as a veteran lives in there, you can do whatever you want and rent those units to whoever you want. Okay, let me explain the joint loan and then I'm going to be done. Are there any questions? Ladies and gentlemen, you guys are in the Winning Real Estate House. Thank you guys for joining us. We've been rocking out, guys, for a 4-unit. We've been walking around. Yes, is the virtual or in person? It is virtual and in person. Okay. All right. So we're going to be doing, we're going to be doing virtual and in person. All right. So let's talk about the joint loan situation. You guys are going to like this. All right. I'm going to read this out of my handbook. Watch this. You're going to like this one. All right. So veteran and non-veteran purchasing. Listen to me. All right. Credit The veteran's credit must be satisfactory. Everybody put credit in the chat. And the veteran's income must be sufficient to repay the portion of the loan. Okay? A different analysis applies to the portion of the loan to the non-veteran. The credit of the non-veteran must be satisfactory. However, the combined income, the combined income of both borrowers can be considered in evaluating the repayment ability. So you can invest with a veteran with the VA home loan benefit and utilize the non-veteran's income. Okay. The veteran has to have good credit. The non-veteran doesn't have to have good credit. All right. Income strength of the veteran may compensate for the income weakness. So the income of the non-veteran can compensate for the income of the other one. But the non-veteran's income strength, the income cannot, okay, let me read this. Income strength of the veteran may compensate for the income weakness of the non-veteran. Income strength of the non-veteran cannot compensate for the income weakness of the veteran in analyzing the veteran's ability to repay his portion. So if the veteran cannot repay their portion of the loan, then the non-veteran's portion, imagine two people, right? You have two people, one veteran and one non-veteran. Okay. Credit must be satisfactory of the veteran's portion. Okay. Income strength of the veteran can compensate from the income weakness of the non-veteran. But the income strength of the non-veteran, the non-veteran cannot compensate for the income weakness of the veteran. So guys, as you guys are analyzing this process, you can utilize a veteran, okay, to purchase a multi-unit. If the property is to be owned by two or more eligible veterans, it may consist of 4 units and 1 business unit. So that's 5, plus 1 additional unit for each veteran participating in ownership. Thus, 2 veterans may purchase or construct. You can either buy or build residential property consisting up to 6 family unit, the basic 4 units, and 1 unit for each veteran and 1 business unit. So 2 veterans can build a 7 unit. 1 veteran can do a 5 unit. What about income of the future tenants as part of the loan amount? Great question. All right. So the income, listen. So if somebody's utilizing the VA home loan benefit, okay, what about the income of the future tenants? Listen to me. The future tenants' income, the money that you can qualify on regular market rental analysis, can be utilized for qualifying for the VA home loan benefit multi-unit purchasing. That means that if you're a single veteran and you're buying a 4-plex, those other 3 units vacant can qualify you to purchase that multi-unit. The units do not have to even be fulfilled. All you have to do is provide information of what those units will rent out for, fair market analysis, and you can qualify for purchasing that multi-unit. No, 7 units for 2 veterans, 5 units for 1 veteran. Damn, he said 14 units. No, the only problem with that is 5 or more units is considered commercial. What if the limit on units for multi-units properties? 5 for 1 veteran and 7 for 2 veterans. But 7 units are very hard to come by. Okay. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, does anybody have any more questions? Outstanding. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining the house. We really appreciate you guys pulling up. We've been rocking for 2 hours and 20 minutes. Make sure you guys give me a follow. We'll be doing these rooms every single day leading up into our VA Loan Masterclass is taking place this Saturday in Oceanside, California. It is virtual. Anyone can be here. Okay. 5 units for 1, but then it's commercial. That is correct. So 5 units, but if it's for a 1 to 4 dwelling unit, you can have a business unit attached. As long as it's residential, you can do that. Okay. All right. So, and the joint VA loan for residential property, if 2 veterans are participating, you can buy 7 units. Okay. They're just very, very rare. They're hard to find because if it's zone commercial, it's very difficult to purchase. But if it's zone residential, you can buy it. All right, outstanding. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys for joining the show. Text the VA loan to 760-385-8211. Again, text VA loan to 760-385-8211 if you guys want more information on how to get on the waiting list. We will see you guys tomorrow. Okay, I'll be on tomorrow, live on tomorrow, and we're going to rock out again. So I'll talk to you guys soon. Have a great day.